it's easier just to nod and agree, really, isn't it? So we all good? We all good here tonight? Good. Have we all got our phones on silent?
Yeah,
So well trained. Love that for you. You're the only people that listen to me. No one else does. No one else does as they're told. Right, I've got lovely Andrew with us again today. Woo! Yay! If you could just all give him a bit of attention when that's opening for us, that'd be lovely.
Thank you very much. Okay, so if I'd ask you to join me, friends, in a quick opening prayer, if that's okay. You see, Heavenly Father, spirits, guides, and helpers, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as like-minded souls in this beautiful sanctuary this evening. I would ask, as the veil between the two worlds is drawn back, that along with my spirits, guides, and helpers, we'd be allowed to work in truth, love, and honesty to bring the messages and proof of life after life to those who need to hear it here this evening. Amen.
Thank you. Lovely job. I'll let you sit back down for a bit. You all know the drill by now, but I'm going to go through it really quickly for those that aren't here that often. I've got the healing book here. I'm going to read out our lovely little healing prayer thing here and then read out the names of everyone. And then if you could just take a moment just to visualise them in a better situation, send out love and light however you do it. Imagine them covered in a nice beam of light. I've got one friend that likes to imagine it like the old cartoon, The Care Bears, and she's like, "Whoa!" like that. And yeah, so however it works for you. I'd like to say, imagine them and visualise them in a better situation. I'd like to say a better place, because otherwise we send them off up there and we don't want to do that. Great Spirit, in this time of growing warmth and light, when we start to feel the sun on our faces and see the green shoots appearing from the sleeping ground, we feel the hope and relief that comes with the knowledge that spring is coming and brighter times are ahead. It is with this hope, light and love that we send out the energy we raise together tonight as healing to those around the world who need it and those listed below. The healing list is Darren, Seffi, Michael, Jan, Zoe, Clive, Sylvia, Janet, Leslie, Barry, Daniel, Louise, Michael, Lexi, Jeanette, Mick, Betty, Jill, Melanie, Vanessa, Dawn, Jess, Janet, Craig, Katie, Scott, Sue, Sam, Robert, Chess, and Anita. So if we could just take a moment just to visualise them in a better situation they are now, that'd be wonderful. Lovely, thank you. I've got a very quick little story here, another little real life story. And this is just a little thing about your personal guardian angels and how spirit will sometimes intervene at the right moment. Shivering in the November evening air, I stared blankly at the railway tracks below. 5 minutes, I told myself. 5 minutes and this will all be over. For as long as I could remember, I'd been bullied. I thought the name calling and intimidation would stop when I left school. But now here I was, aged 29, working in an office and still the outsider, still the butt of constant jokes. Earlier that day, I'd found myself crying in the office loos after being blanked yet again by all the girls, and I was drained. So I sat on the cold toilet seat and I made a decision. When I caught the train home that night, I would end it all. I gazed down at my watch, 6:19. 3 minutes until the train was due. All around me, I could hear noise, the clip-clopping of shoes, the trundling of a suitcase, a child in floods of tears. But it was like I wasn't even there. I stood motionless, eyes fixed on the tracks, my mind numb. The edge was so close. 2 minutes. I suddenly remembered my parents waiting for me at home. Dad would probably be back from work by now, and Mum would be making dinner. They had no idea what I was about to do. At that moment, someone bashed into my shoulder. "What's the time, love?" It was an older bloke with a round face and beard. Instinctively, I looked down at my watch, and as I looked up, my mouth fell open. The man was gone. I walked up and down the platform, but he was nowhere to be seen. How had he disappeared so quickly? I'd only looked down for a second. Then I realised it must have been spirit. From the age of 5, I'd been exposed to the spirit world. My nan, who lived with us, was very religious, and every night When she would pray for past loved ones, I would often see them walk across the landing. In all my 29 years, however, I'd never encountered a guardian angel. Are you okay, dear? A lady asked. I stopped walking. I'm fine, I said, breathing a sigh of relief. And it was true. I was okay. Underneath the shock, I felt lighter, clearer. I didn't want to die, I wanted to live. That night, as I arrived home and put my key in the lock, I was still in disbelief. What's the matter? Dad said, looking straight at me. It was like he knew, but I couldn't tell him though. Nothing, I said, I'm just tired. After that, life got better. I left my job to become a psychic medium, and in the following years, I went on to get married. Sadly, my husband died 3 years after the birth of our little girl, Natalie. However, I'm so grateful to the spirit world for saving me 32 years ago. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I would have missed out on so much of my life, and most importantly, my amazing daughter would never have been born. So that's me done. Thank you for listening. Andrew, do whatever you want to do. Whatever. Do whatever.
Thank you very much. Right. We'll do the conga, shall we? Right. Okay. Good evening, friends. Evening. Lovely to see so many familiar faces here. Anyone that's not seen me before? I'm not sure. You haven't seen me before? Okay. So for the benefit of those people, I'll just briefly explain how I work. So I'm what's known as a clairsentient medium, which means I get an idea of what spirit are trying to say to me, and then my job is to kind of work as a bit of a translator to bring that across to you in a way, hopefully, that you'll understand. That being said, as I do come around for company this evening, I will ask your names, even if I know them, and the reason I do that is because spirit work very much on a love vibe, and if they can hear your voice, it helps them to draw that bit closer to us. It's a bit like talking to somebody on a telephone is the way I normally say. If you're on a phone and you're getting no answer, then you tend to put the phone down. And we're not saying spirit they're going to hang up on you tonight, but that's why I do that. Okay. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just give you a very quick message. I don't always give messages and I don't do very long ones, but as we're a little bit lighter this evening, it affords me a chance to do so. And it'll open with a little joke, which goes like this. Jesus is walking through the gardens of heaven one day, and he comes across a man sat on a bench crying. And he approaches the man and he says, what could be wrong? You're in heaven. This is supposed to be a really happy place, a really lovely place. What's wrong? What's upsetting you? And the man looks up at him and he says, well, you see, many years ago, a child came to me by, let's say, miraculous circumstances. And many, many books were written about him, and they were translated into languages, and he was known all across the world. And when I came here, I thought I would see him again, but I haven't seen him. And Jesus, with a smile on his face, looks back at the man and he says, tell me, he says, you're not a carpenter, are you? And the man says, well, actually, funny enough, I was a carpenter, yes. To which Jesus opens his arms and says, Daddy! The man looks back doubtingly and says, Pinocchio? It's wonderful. The reason that joke works is, of course, because we all make assumptions, don't we? We assume who that is going to be, okay? And the moral of that is simply this. It's not don't make assumptions, because that's human. We're all going to make assumptions. It's just a part of who we are. The moral of that story is just not to take ourselves so seriously that if we're wrong, we can't laugh at ourselves and admit that we were wrong. And that's what it is. So there we are. Okay, right. Let's move on to the evening. Hey, I've got to come to the lady up there that wasn't sure if she's seen me before or not. Hello. Yes. Hi, me. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Hello, Linda. Nice to meet you. I've got a terrible memory, so I'm not sure. I think maybe not. I don't know.
I think you have. Now you started talking.
Okay. Well, as I come to you, I've got to bring in a song that's come to me several times throughout the evening as I was preparing to come here, which is Rod Stewart's Maggie May. Okay. So somebody was bringing that in to give to you here. Okay. if I was to describe this gentleman that's with me, I would say he's a very similar height to myself, so about 5'8", 5'9", somewhere around there. Okay, a little bit slimmer than me is the way he's presenting himself to me. Okay, and I do feel that part of that is because he lost a bit of weight towards the end. Okay, the significance of the song, I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. He's just bringing that in, whether he liked Rod Stewart or whether there's some deeper meaning there. I honestly, I don't know. I just knew that I had to give that to the first person, and you were there. Okay. Oh, thank you. So he does talk about there being a like for him of music around that time frame. Okay. And that's why he brought that particular song in. Okay, thank you. He's very happy. He said you know exactly who he is. So he's happy to stop there with describing himself. Other than to say, he says, my hands are much better now. He says, my hands are so much better now. Okay. And that's even the skin is like, yeah, okay. He just wanted to bring that in there as a little thing. He says, wonderful. Okay. He says, obviously, you know that he's doing really well over there. You have yourself a strong connection with Spirit. Okay. And he said to you, of all people, you would know that he's fine. But he just wanted to come through because it's nice to hear it sometimes anyway. Okay. Excuse me, I'm just going to have some water. I do get through a lot of water while I'm working. It's a great connection with Spirit. So, okay. Okay, thank you. I thought he was going to allude to you having to drink more water, but he actually doesn't. He wants to talk about water retention. He's saying that water retention, as if that's been a more recent issue or an issue that's reared its head a bit more of late. Okay. That's a creaking floor bit I'm going to try to avoid stepping on. Yeah, very much aware that that's been an issue more of late. Okay. Okay. He's saying there's not a great deal that can really be done in relation to that. It's not like you can, start running marathons or something like that. It's very much an issue related to mobility here as well. When you're saying, it's been something that's been a little bit strained of late. It's been a bit harder to sort of be as mobile as you'd like to be. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So just wanting to let you know that he's very much aware of that. Okay. Okay. Is that full, please? He talks about there being a ring coming off within the family. Okay, you understand that? He talks about that. Oh, someone's getting their own messages. He says sometimes these things are what they are. He doesn't want to say it was meant to be, but it's just worked out that way. Okay. I'm going to keep treading on that one bit of floor. I'm trying to avoid it. It's really annoying. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. He says all you can do is be there to support those that need that. Okay. We would love to be able to go in and just fix things, but he says that's not really possible with this situation, and it's more about you being there just as a listening ear. Okay. It feels like they don't even need advice as such. They just need to kind of offload everything. Okay. Okay. He says in some cases, well, in a lot of ways, you're a bit of a shopping trolley for that. People are always putting their stuff in your trolley and then you're pushing it around. Okay. But he's saying that's a great quality that you have. It's a great quality that you have within you to be able to be that listening ear and to not want to kind of weigh in and say, well, you should do this or you should do that, but simply just sit back and listen and say, I hear you. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm allowing each person a little bit longer because, so we are a little bit lighter, so I can hopefully still get around everybody and just allow Spirit to get everything across that they want to here. Okay. Do you know somebody playing the pools or the lottery? No? Well, I'm not going to say go and buy a lottery ticket, but look, he's showing me somebody here playing the pools, and it's like it's regular. It's not the lottery, it is the pools, and they would have played it regularly. They would have played it regularly. So I'm going to say somebody that's passed over. Okay, somebody that's passed over. Okay, and he just wants to let you know that they've met up. Okay, they have met up, and they're very happy that they've met each other again there. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Right. I don't know if somebody was no, it's not a Rose Lollipop lady, I don't think. Somebody's putting down, the stop signs that the lollipop people would have, and they put one of those down. You need to do that at the moment for somebody. You need to put a little stop sign down and say, no, enough's enough. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Right. That's everything you wanted to bring across to you. Okay. I'm going to just give you some dates. I always like to give a couple of little dates at the end. So I'm going to, I'm going to say there's a birthday just gone, actually, late February. There's a birthday that's just gone there. I do need to come into April as well for a birthday. Okay. I need to come into June for a wedding anniversary. There's a wedding anniversary in June. And, okay, I need to go into August for a passing as well. Okay. So I'm going to leave those with you. I'll say God bless and thank you very much for working with me. Okay, right. Where are we going next? I feel I have to come to my friend in the orange jumper over there. Hello. Hello. Right. What's your name? Ros. Nice to meet you, Ros. Ros, as I'm linking in with you, I've got a lady here that's stepping forward. Okay. Now, for me, I get mother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother all on this side. I get father, grandfather, great-grandfathers, and everyone else is down the front. Okay. I want to place this lady on this side of mother, grandmother side. Okay. Thank you. Okay. She feels quite motherly, this lady. Okay. And she says that, thank you. She's been through to quite a number of times. She's a bit of a semi-regular for you. Does that make sense? Looking a little bit confused.
My mum is here.
So mother-in-law. Thank you.
So it could be her.
She would have come through a number of times for you though before.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Her husband would have probably done the same.
Right. I'm not one of those mediums that just likes to make things fit. If it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't feel quite right for me, and that doesn't feel quite right. Would you understand grandmother then?
Yes. Yeah.
She's been through quite a few times before.
No.
No. Oh, it's going good, isn't it? Okay, let's work.
Quite close to my
Mother-in-law.
husband's.
Yeah, your mother-in-law. Okay.
She was like a mother figure, but I can't remember.
Don't remember her coming through for you. Okay, right. Well, let's not get held up on that small detail at the moment. I'm going to try and work out what she means by that, okay? And we'll see if it's the right person first of all. So this lady, she would have been a little bit, just a tiny bit shorter than me. Not much, but a tiny, tiny bit, okay? She presents herself here as having, sorry, I just bashed the microphone. She presents herself as having had some chest issues, breathing issues is what she's talking about here, rather than like heart attack or anything. She's like breathing issues. Okay. Thank you. Yes, it is rather warm. She just says it's very warm here. Okay. She was a very sharing lady. She was very open and very. If it was her last pound, she'd give it to you if you needed it. Is the way this lady was. She was very generous with her, not just her money, but in general, her time and whatever she had was yours if you needed it. Is the way she was. Okay. She also, I know you said she was more like a mum to you, but she says she was like that with everybody. You know, everybody was viewed as, you know, family. Didn't matter where they fit in or whether they were a complete outsider. They were family. And she does hold a caveat to that and saying, as long as you treated her correctly, she didn't suffer fools gladly, as they say. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we are with the right person. So I'm asking her now why she's talking about the fact that she comes through to you sort of regularly. Okay.
It might be I think about her a lot.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. In your thoughts. Yeah. Would you understand that there is a spiritual gift with you as well? You are able to communicate with spirit to a certain degree. No. But you are able to, you know, sometimes you'll think about somebody and you get exactly that. Yes. And she makes me feel as though there will be times when you've either sort of heard something or smelt something as well, and you've realised that was a sign from spirit for something.
Yeah, I have had signs.
Okay, perfect. That's where she's referring to coming through a lot for you. She comes through on that level to try and bring things and little signs and to let you know that she's around, basically. Okay, that's what she means by that. Okay, so I'm going to ask her now why she's coming through for you. And the first thing she wants to do is to take your glasses off. That's the very first thing she wants to do. Yes.
Now.
She wants to, in general, she wants to take them off with you in general, okay? So what I feel she's talking about here is that there is, I'm going to say, I would translate that to being an eye test, okay? Would you understand there is a need for perhaps a change in your prescription?
I've had my eyes tested about a year ago, it was 9 months, but I have been noticing black dots floating around.
Okay, yeah.
And it could be something.
I feel that's what she's talking about.
Regular,
yeah. So I'm not saying that it's that thing in particular, but she notices that there is a reason for you to have that retest done. Okay. I think so. Yeah. She's certainly indicating that there is a need to perhaps go and visit the opticians here because it feels like there is a prescription change needed. It doesn't feel like it's drastic, but there just needs to be a little bit of a change. Okay. All right. Okay. Why are we doing this? Apart from making me look silly, why are we doing this? Okay. Would you understand you're like sidestepping at the moment with somebody? You have to keep sort of sidestepping with them. Like you're walking on eggshells a little bit. Yes, exactly that. Okay, it's like you're walking on eggshells. You're being very careful. Okay. She says she wouldn't have had quite the same approach, so she's glad it's not her because her approach would not have worked. Okay, her approach would definitely not have worked. So she's quite glad that it's you. Okay, so yes. She basically wants to say, just keep on doing what you're doing with that. Okay. It's a situation that just needs time. It just needs time. That's all. All right. Okay. She just mentioned, as she said that, she just mentioned about there being a clock that she had that was always stopping. And she said she didn't have the patience with that, let alone to deal with what's going on with this. So at times, she didn't have the patience to deal with things. And that's, she just mentioned the time thing being significant because there was a clock that always kept stopping. Okay. And so you put a new battery in it, 2 days later, it stopped again. Just, all right. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay. What's that for? Was it? I don't know if there was a problem with her hip or if it's with your hip, but she's indicating a hip here. Yeah, she's talking about this, just sort of this general area here. She's talking about. Okay. Again, this is just to kind of reassert who she is, to let you know that this is who is here for you. Okay. She's also talking about. She's talking about there being a time when you would talk a lot verbally. You would actually verbally talk to them in spirit. And she's saying that's kind of not so much now.
I think about them a lot.
Okay.
And that's probably without putting it into action as such.
Yeah, you send out those thoughts. Yeah, okay. I'd need to say that's kind of... I do, yes. I'd need to say that's kind of a little bit less over the last 2 months. You're saying the last 2 months it's been a little bit less than normal. Okay, so she's just saying don't forget you can offload everything that you need to get rid of. Just talk to us. Okay, thank you. Right, okay, thank you. Can I give you links with Margate? No, can't take links with Margate. Maybe moving on then. Let me just see if there's one more thing. No, give me the same thing. Okay. I think she's brought through everything she wants to bring through because I think I've got another link coming in here. Okay. But I think the main thing from that is just to kind of keep doing what you're doing in that situation where you've got to be a bit delicate and a bit careful. Time will sort that out. Okay. Time will sort that out. But, and do the glasses. Do the eye test. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. January for a birthday, please. Yeah, I'm useless for birthdays, so I'm useless for birthdays. So we've got January for a birthday. I'm going to come into May for a birthday as well. Okay, May was just given there. I need to go to August for a wedding anniversary, which is, I mean, most people get married in August, don't they? So it is. There we are. I also need to go to December for a passing. They didn't quite make Christmas. They were trying to hold on, but they didn't quite get there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave all of their love with you. I'll say God bless and thank you for working with me. Okay, right. Where are we going? I feel I'm going to be spending a lot of time over this side and just little bits here. Okay, I've got to come to you if I may. Hello, what's your name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Nice to meet you, Vanessa. Vanessa, as I'm linking in with you, the first thing I've been given here... Oh, wait. No, is that... I'm going to take that back because I think that might be a bleed through for Willow there. I've just been given cracking knees.
Sorry.
So I'm going to take, because I think that was here. I don't think that's for you. Okay. Okay. No, I'm being told I have to give that to you. You understand? Somebody with had a lot of knee trouble. This feels like a gentleman that's passed the spirit. There's a gentleman that's passed the spirit. He would have had some knee trouble.
Oh, he was having.
Yes.
Yeah, towards the end.
It feels like it went. It feels like it was sort of. It wasn't drastic. He didn't have to have a leg off or anything like that, but it was a thing that caused a bit of problem.
Yes.
A bit of problem for him. Okay. It limited what he could do quite a bit. I feel that it sort of held him back from doing things that he would want to do, along with other things, because he says there were other things going on as well. But this certainly limited him with what he wanted to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Downstairs and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so I don't need to do this because you've already said it sounds like your dad. So, and it is a very fatherly energy that's coming forward here. Okay. Now, what I would like to point out at that point, just to remind everybody, is that when I do come through and I start to give you a description of somebody, try not to kind of give off who that is. It's something we call feeding the medium.
Okay.
And as you can tell from my side profile, I definitely don't need any feeding. So, yes. It's just much better if I can give you that evidence rather. It can mean a bit more in that sense, okay? Because otherwise I could just be making it fit and say, oh, yeah, it's your dad, because that's what you said. But it's not. No, in this case, it is your father. I feel very fatherly with him, okay? I feel very fatherly with him. He talks about being fairly well travelled.
Yes.
Okay, he talks about being fairly well travelled, but he was a creature of comfort in many ways, and home was home. It didn't matter where he went and how comfortable the surroundings were, home is still home. Okay. He said he couldn't understand why some people would go and live in other countries. He's talking about some members of the family moved out to another country. Okay. And he's saying he could never have done that because he wouldn't have felt at home. All right. Okay. I need to give you links of Australia around that. Okay. Because he's talking about Australia there. All right. Okay. Thank you. Now, the way they give things to us is, they say for me, they give me a feeling, and sometimes that'll create an image in my mind. And it can be really, really bizarre. And what I had there was a kangaroo just coming straight through the doorway, just hopped in and walked down the front, took a seat. So they show things in very strange ways sometimes, but it's a way for us to understand what we're giving to you. Okay. All right. Is there a reason for that, please? Okay, thank you. He wants to talk about seeing others' point of view, even if you don't necessarily agree with their point of view. Sometimes we have to look at it through their eyes, as it were. Okay, and he wants to put that in a particular situation around you at the moment. Okay, where it would be beneficial to try and see it through the other person's eyes. Okay, do you understand what he's talking about? Not really.
I think so.
You think so? Okay, I would want to go within the family with this, but I don't want to go too far out of the family. I want to go sort of cousins, aunts, uncles, but no further than that. It feels like it's, yeah, okay. And it feels like there's somebody that's sort of a little bit removed at the moment, and there's issues with that. I think you might need. Do you understand, or do you need to kind of? Okay, I would hold on to it because he was making me aware that you've not quite got that. Okay, that's what he was making me aware of there. So I just want to hold on to that. Okay, that there's somebody that's sort of been pushed out almost a little bit at the moment. They're sort of. So I can describe it. Is the way he's giving it to me is like they're sort of outside the circle of the family. Okay, and there's a need to see it through their eyes. Okay, okay. Would you understand, please, that you are, to an extent, you are now the linchpin that holds the family together? There's lots of parts of the family, and you are kind of the linchpin, and you'll be the one to phone up people and say, how are you doing? You okay? And where otherwise they wouldn't necessarily communicate with each other. Okay. And that's why he's bringing this to you, because it needs somebody that would be willing to see it through somebody else's eyes. And a lot of the family wouldn't be. So you're going to be playing sort of a bit mediator in a way. Okay. Okay. He feels much more happy that you kind of got a grasp on what he's talking about there. All right. So he's quite happy with that now. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, thank you. I did come off of that. Okay. But where is that, please? It's not quite the same place he took me to earlier, but okay. I mentioned a seaside place earlier, which was, he's only showing me now the amusement place, and I can't think of the name of the place. Margate, thank you. Can you understand the link with Margate?
No, but seaside.
Okay, because this feels like a memory link, and that's what he's shown me here. Okay, so if it's okay, you can. Can you also take Broadstairs? I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Okay. It happens like that sometimes. Sometimes I get somebody that's very eager and they just love to come in. And If that's going to happen anywhere to me, I found that will happen here because there's a wonderful energy here, and spirit are very strong here, and they love to play tricks here as well. So if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be here. It's lovely. Keep me on my toes. Right. So, okay, thank you. I need to give you a link with transport as well, going back in the family. Okay, I want to go back like maybe 2 generations back. Somebody would have worked, and it feels like railway. Feels like railway. Again, hold on to it if you're not sure.
Okay.
Hold on to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't my father. Is this still that size?
Yes. Well, it could be either side of the family, because what he's telling me is that there is 2 generations back, there would have been a member of the family that was working on the railroad. Okay. And what he's doing, he's wanting to bring through little bits of evidence for you that you can sort of go back and check up on sometimes. I often ask Spirit to give me something that neither of us know, because then when you find that out, it makes better evidence, because if you didn't know it, there's certainly no way I could know it. Okay. And I feel that would be beneficial for you as well. You would like that, because it's like you would love to quantify things. You'd love to want to put an explanation, or if not an explanation, try to understand the mechanics of everything. Okay. And this is one of those things that you kind of can't really get the mechanics of it. You can't get under the hood and work out exactly how it works, because none of us really know exactly how it works. So instead of being able to do that, they're going to do this for you instead. Okay. And it's very specific, 2 generations. That's very specific, 2 generations. Okay. And it's not like a million miles away. So we're not talking about like 3rd cousins, 2nd removed, or whatever like that. It's closer than that. Okay. So it would be either a grandparent or one of their siblings. Okay. That would have worked, on the railroad. Okay. It doesn't feel like lifelong, but they would have worked on there for a short time at least. Okay. So why are they coming through for you, other than talking about that particular situation that was going on? He's talking about your hair. Okay. Saying it's changed.
Yes.
It's just saying it's changed. There's been a change. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. See, he just wants to tell you that he's always around. Okay? He just wants to tell you that he's always around. Would you understand that he doesn't... There is somebody that's under the sort of belief that they have to go and visit, whether it's a graveside or a chapel or something, to sort of go and sit there to talk with him. And he's saying, I'm not in any place.
Yeah.
I'm not like, it's not there. Okay. So he understands the need for them, because it's a tool for us, for those of us that are left behind, but he's not there. So they don't need to go there to talk to him. Okay. All right. And it feels like you have to pass that on, because they wouldn't come here. The person who this is for wouldn't come here. So he wants you to pass that on to them.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So actually, things have been pretty good for you. He's saying things over the last couple of years have been fairly smooth sailing. Okay. So it's not like he's coming in with loads of stuff that he's got to tell you or anything. He just wants to come in and make his presence felt, and let you know that he's around, and to give you that little bit of homework to do, because that's going to give you the what you need. It's going to give you what you need. Okay. So I'm asking if there's anything else he wants to give to you. Well, that's gone, but I'll give it anyway. He wants to give you pancakes. Okay. He wants to give you pancakes. So I'm going to give you those and leave those with you. Okay. I need to give you a birthday around now. Okay. Now, when we give birthdays, it may not be somebody living. They may have passed. But there was a birthday around now. Okay. I don't want to go no more than 2 weeks either side. Okay. All right, thank you. Go June, July, August, September for birthdays. It's literally one every month. June, July, August, September. All right, and then there's a break. I also need to give you a wedding anniversary in September as well. Just give me that as well. Okay. It's just gone. That's enough. So with that, I'm going to leave yourself and say God bless. Thank you for working with me. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, I've got to come over here, haven't I? Right. Okay. So we had Margate. We had Broadstairs. Okay. I need to give you Morris dancers as well. The Broadstairs. So I know going back to when I was a kid, they would have a May Day parade down there, and there would be memories of going down there for that. Okay, that's what he wants to bring in there. Okay. Right. What he wants to say, the reason he's showing me that in particular here is because it's like I'm stood against the maypole and people are tying the ropes around me because I feel like I'm a bit constrained at the moment. All right. I feel like I'm being tied. My hands are being tied behind my back and I can't do anything. All right. Same thing there. Move out this way a little bit. No, sorry, because I've got my back to you. No. Right. Okay. Okay. So it feels a bit like my hands are tied at the moment. Okay. And I'm kind of at a disadvantage because of that. All right. Okay. This is very much a gentleman's energy that I have. Okay. Very much a gentleman's energy that I have. He does come through, as he comes through here, he's making me aware of chest with him. Okay. He's making me aware of the chest with him. Okay. Okay, try to bring that through without me making me bang the chest, because this microphone is going to have, all Portwillow is going to have when she listens back is bang, 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 bang on the microphone. Right. Okay. This is a very tough one, he's saying. This is a very tough one because you want to go one way, but you feel pulled to go the other at the same time. And that's kind of why you kind of have your hands tied here. All right. You understand, for this gentleman, again, I feel quite fatherly with him. Okay, I do feel quite fatherly with him. And he says he would, I think very similar to that lady, he would not be one to suffer fools gladly either. And he wouldn't put up with it. It wouldn't have even got as far as it's got if he had anything to do with it. Unfortunately, he can't. So that's what it is. So the problem for you is that your heart is bigger than your body. Okay, and it's you need to kind of, when you show me taking it out, just putting it in a box and locking it away. Go and deal with this and then get it back afterwards. Okay, because that's the sort of thing he's saying. You've got to be a bit tough here. You've got to be a bit tough and say what needs to be said. All right. Yes, it's going to offend some people, but it's, it'll have to offend them. If they don't like it, it's tough. It needs to be said, okay? Because it's something that's going round and round and round and round and round up here as well, okay? And it's starting now to affect your sleep. Your sleep patterns are not the best anyway, he says. They're not the best anyway in when you haven't got all these things going on. But at the moment, it's even worse. So he said, for your sake, you need to kind of try and do that. Okay. He knows it's going to be difficult for you because it's completely different to who you are as a person to do that, but it's something that needs that intervention. Okay. I don't know what it was. Okay, fine. You just went, he knows. Okay, right. Why are we doing that, please? Can I give you somebody who played darts? Because he's just put me in a dance stand here. Like I want to throw darts. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Right. That's also for a memory link as well, to remind you of times that have gone by that would have involved that person. Okay. He wants to bring that in because they were much happier times. There were some much happier times there, and he kind of wants to bring a bit of that in for you at the moment, because he's saying you need that little bit of upliftment. All right. So he wants to bring that in for you. Okay. So it's fine saving, but what are you saving for? Okay. I think sometimes it's okay to break open the piggy bank and spend a bit on yourself. Okay. Be more specific on that, please. Thank you. I've got to give you new shoes.
Okay.
I've got to give you new shoes. That's what he's talking about there. He wants to give you new shoes. I'm asking why, because they look fine. There we are. Thank you. Right. Okay. So yeah, he absolutely wants you to go ahead and do that. There's no reason not to. He's saying, it's time to break the piggy bank open and spend it on yourself and get some new shoes. All right. Okay. Understand somebody. What is that? Somebody taking a driving test recently. Yeah. Okay. It's just bringing that through to say, look, I'm always around. I know these things that are going on, and I'm just going to come in and show you. Look, I know I know. Okay. Again, he says, as well. You have a connection with Spirit. Okay. And he's saying you know that he's always around. But again, he's just bringing those little bits of evidence in for you. Okay. It's almost like I doubt my own abilities. Yes. Okay. He's saying I doubt my own abilities. All right. Okay. Thank you. Have you done platform work before?
No, but
You. Okay. So you'd understand why they're talking about platform work with you. Okay. So he's just coming in because he's saying he's going to. They've tried the gentle ways.
Yep.
Now he's coming in with the size 10. Okay. All right. And he says they're going to keep coming back and keep bringing it back. I always tell people in this movement, we have free will. Okay. We have free will. Spirit can communicate things to us, but ultimately it's up to us what we do. Except when Spirit have a plan for you, and then you better listen, because they're going to keep coming back until you do. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Says you are also a great communicator with people. Okay. You are good at finding the right words. He says you're good at finding the right words. You might not think so, but he believes that you are. Okay. And what he's saying here is that you will be able to communicate to somebody what Spirit are trying to give to you in a way that they will be able to understand. Okay. I know for me very much, sometimes I find myself using words that I have to then go back and rephrase it because it may not be understood in the way that I've said it. But for you, that won't be an issue. For you, it will be, thank you. You say it as you see it. Okay. So you say it as you see it. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Wonderful. I think that's everything he wants to come through with. He just wanted to give you a bit of a size 10, as I say, to get you up doing some platform work. Okay. Oh, okay. And also healing. Okay. He says, why have you stopped giving healing?
I didn't go down that road.
Have you had healing?
Long time ago,
What I'm doing, I'm just checking whether I've got that wrong, and it's whether you're receiving healing and you've stopped doing it and they want you to go back, or whether you should be giving it. Yeah, I think actually I might have got that slightly wrong. I think it's more the fact that you should be getting healing. Okay. It's been something you had before and then you stopped it, and they're sort of like, why have you stopped it? It's going to benefit you even if you're feeling fine and dandy. It's still sitting with that energy is still going to be building up that energy within you, and it's going to help. Okay. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. It can help with lots of different things. So they just want you to kind of revisit that. Okay. Just revisit that. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave their love with you. I'm going to say God bless. Thank you for working with me. I do need to give you a couple of quick dates though. Okay. So thank you. I'm going to go to May for a birthday. Okay. 2 in June, but I also have 1 in July, but right at the early part. This feels, well, it's one end. They're showing me an end, so it might be me getting it slightly wrong. It could be the other end. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Just had a lady come through that had some hearing issues as well. Lady just drawn close. We've had, I don't know if she had to wear a hearing aid, but there's something, it's like my ears blocked, something ears blocked when it wanted to be. When it wanted to be. Okay, thank you. She just popped in there just to say hi. All right. I'm also going to give you November for a passing as well. And that wasn't a passing at home, that was a passing in a hospital. Okay, there we are. Okay, thank you. For that, I'm going to say thank you very much. And God bless. Okay, right. We're going. I need to come to the lady. I've not been to you, have I? No. Hello. Okay. Got a feeling of very familiar, like I've come to you just 20 seconds ago, and I think that's more to do with the spirit that's coming through. Okay. A lot of communication between you and spirit. Okay. Regular, almost daily communication. All right. Also a lot of meditation around you as well. Would you understand? I want to put a lot of meditation around you. Okay. They're wanting to give you a lot of meditation. All right. We'll put a lot of that around you. I'm also wanting to put crystals around you as well. Okay. And it makes me feel like there's an interest in that sort of thing. Okay. So they're wanting to put those in your pathway. And this again is for healing as well. Okay. Crystals are great for use in healing, and they want to bring that in for you. Okay. Right. They do also want to talk about drinking more water as well. Okay. You increased your intake of water and you were doing quite well, and then you got a bit fed up with it. And they want to kind of bring it back in again. They said you were doing really well. Okay. All right. Okay. I need to bring somebody with a not a deaf ear. Well, yes, they can turn a deaf ear, and they're sitting quite close to you at the moment. Would you understand? There's somebody sitting quite close to you at the moment that often turns a deaf ear. Okay. Sorry. Okay. What's the reason that they're bringing that through? You understand there's a need for a little bit more patience. Yeah, need for a little bit more patience sometimes. Careful how I approach this one. Okay. In your mind, if something needs doing, it needs doing yesterday. When in reality, it could wait a week or 2 hours even. Okay. I just wanted to bring that through for you. All right. Okay. So this is please. This is a gentleman that's coming through. Okay. And he says he had exactly the same problems. So he knows. He said he feels your pain. Okay. But he says it very jovially, though. He's sort of half joking. I can't say he's fully joking. He's half joking when he says that. All right. Because there is a little bit of truth in there as well. There is a little bit of the fact that, sometimes It doesn't always need to be done right that second. All right. Okay. You'd understand, please, somebody that would have had, so I don't know if this is actually like Parkinson's or something like that, but they would have had a tremor with their hand, because they're just giving me a tremor as I'm holding the glass here. Give me a little bit of a tremor in it. Feels like it would have been nerve related. Okay. And they wouldn't have had it all the way through. It would have been towards the end. And that's a lady. That's with a lady. Don't worry, if you can't think of it now, hold on to it. Okay. Because he's just saying, he just wants you to know that okay. It feels like this lady would have passed fairly recently, within the last 6 months as well. Because he's saying that they want to let you know that she has arrived. Okay, so it feels like it's not that long ago. All right. You may need to ask around for that, because I don't feel like it's really close, but it's within the family, certainly. All right, it's certainly within the family. Okay, right. Why are we talking about that, please? I need to do some marching. Okay, feels like I'm marching here and I'm marching there. I'm always walking with a purpose. Okay, saying there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Feels like maybe somebody has brought up the fact that you're always pacing somewhere, or you're always running around doing stuff, and say, tell them to keep it to themselves. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's better to walk somewhere with a purpose than go around in circles not knowing what you're doing. All right. So they just want to support you on that side of it. Okay. They want to support you with that and say, actually, it's perfectly okay. Right. Just do that again. Don't know where that is. Can I give you links with Devon? West Country. Okay. The reason I say that is because I wasn't sure where they were trying to show me, and the next thing they showed me was Devon. So it's going to be that general area. But I didn't. See, when they show us things, if it's not within our knowledge, it's very difficult to communicate it. So then they will show us the closest thing they can. All right. So I need to say that there is a reason to reach out to somebody down that way. Would you understand there's somebody living down that way? No? Okay. If it's not somebody living down there, then would you understand that there's been talk about moving down that way? Again, might not be directly with you, but it's linked closely around you, though. It does link closely around you. Okay. Just hold on to that, because you may well hear about that soon. Okay. And when you do, then that will be a little bit of evidence for you if it's coming through. But when you do hear about that, will you please tell them that they should do that? They should take that move, okay? Because it's going to be beneficial for them. All right. So maybe that is Devon. Maybe that's why they showed me Devon is because it's maybe linking differently with what you were thinking of at the moment. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Somebody working for themselves. Would I give you somebody working for themselves as well? No? Okay. I'm wondering if I'm moving on again, or if I've got somebody else that's trying to push in here. Does anybody sitting close by here understand Devon and somebody working for themselves? No. Okay. Right. If that's not the case, then I do need you to hold on to that for me. All right? Because I think that will all link together. There's somebody that works for themselves, may well be the person that's going to be moving or considering moving down to Devon. I do want to say it's closely within the family as well. So just keep an ear out for it. Keep an ear out for it. Okay. Right. I know that though. Can you give it to me differently so I don't already? I want to check. Okay, so when I came in, I saw there was a cat, and I know the cat links with you. But I do need to give you a cat in spirit. Okay, and I need to give you lots of love from the animal kingdom. Okay, because there has been lots of love shown. Cats know, don't they? They're very, very spiritual beings. She knows what I'm talking about.
The energy home with you, it's almost
possible.
Energy, it makes it go a bit like...
They're very sensitive creatures, But there's lots of love from the animal kingdom for you, okay? And I feel that goes back a long way with you as well, okay? There's been animals that go back a long way, and there's just so much love coming through from the animal kingdom, all right? Even from ones that you didn't own, but you still took care of anyway, all right? Okay. Can you give me that again, please? Okay. I also need to talk to you about somebody having problems with the lower part of their leg at the moment. Somebody, not necessarily in the building, but on a plane. I would want to say this is it feels more on the front of the shin here. Unless it's a pain that extends down. I mean, if your pain extends down, then maybe, but they're just referencing that. Okay, so I have to give it to you because they're referencing that there. All right. I also need to talk about somebody doing a lot of typing because it's like I've got straining the wrist there from typing. Do you know who that is? Okay. I feel that's the same person that's got the problem with whether it's the knee or the lower part of the leg, I don't know. It's the same person. All right. That person is a bit of a workaholic. You can't necessarily pull them away from the computer sometimes, but they need to be encouraged to take regular breaks, shall we say. All right. It doesn't feel too drastic. It's just like they need to take a little bit more care of themselves, because if they don't, it's not going to get any better. It's just going to get worse. All right. Okay. It's fine though. Would you understand having your hair done recently? If you've not had it done recently, then there's been talk of having it done recently because they're referencing that within the last week. There we go. It's tomorrow. Thank you. Okay. Right. So again, that's just to show you how closely they are around you. Again, you both know. You both know how close they are around you. But they just wanted to come in and just kind of give that and say, look, even when you don't particularly want us to be, we're here. All right. Okay. Right. I'm going to leave that off with you at that point. So I'm going to give you. Okay, thank you. I need to give you the name Julie before I do, though. I just put the name Julie in. Okay, so I need to give you that. All right, thank you. Okay, I'll give it. I've got to give you a dairy milk, a bar of dairy milk as well. All right. Don't know why, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm happy to leave that alone because I have too much sweet stuff anyway. So I'm happy to give you that bar of chocolate. Okay, right. I'm going to give you May for a birthday. I'm going to give you May also for a wedding anniversary. Okay. I'm going to give you. Okay, thank you. I'm going to give you August for a birthday, but along with that comes a rose as well. Okay, so I have to give you that. Oh, okay, thank you. And just like doff my cap as well at that point from the same person. So whoever that is, August, rose, and a doff of the hat. All right, it's like a flat cap. It's like a flat cap. All right, okay. Okay, give it to me slightly wrong out of order, but it's okay, I'll take it. Somebody danced, I've got dancing, so I only say there's like some sort of party or a celebration coming up, some sort of family do, if you like, coming up, okay? Because I've just given that there. Please make sure you go. Please make sure you go, all right? So not that you'd need much convincing, but they're going to give it to you anyway, all right? So with that, I'm going to leave that. I'll say God bless. Thank you for working with me. Right. I feel like I need to go right to the very end. Hello. Hi, what's your name?
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Nice to meet you, Rosemary. Rosemary, I feel worn out when I'm coming to you. I feel like my energy is just like, because not that you're worn out, but you're so full of energy that other people get tired just watching you. Okay? And I feel like that's been, you know, who you've been for a long time. You've always been on the go. You've always been keeping yourself as busy as you can. Okay, you're not one of those people to just sort of sit around and watch EastEnders and just zone out to the TV. You want to keep going. All right. Okay. Thank you. Who are you, please? Okay. So this is a lady that's coming forward. Okay. This is a lady coming forward here, and this lady, she is quite a bit smaller than me. Okay, she's quite a bit smaller than me. I think she's a very classical type of lady, because when I tried to get an idea of whether she was large or small, she said, "You never ask a lady her weight." Okay, so she had those sort of original moral sets with her, and it was her business was her business and nobody else's, and that's the way she was with a lot of things. It was like there are certain things that you talk about, and there are certain things that you don't talk to people outside about. Okay, it's very not saying she didn't like gossip, but there were certain things that stayed within the family walls, if you like. Okay, okay. That's why you're coming forward. Coming forward. She's coming forward just basically say, "Don't slow down. Don't slow down." So lots of people are telling you you should slow down, you should take it easy. She says that's not who you are, though. That's not who you are. And she doesn't want you to be convinced by other people. Okay? Where it's not needed. Obviously, if there's a reason for health reasons to slow down, please do. But otherwise, she's saying, you know, if there's no reason to slow down, don't. Why do that just to please somebody else? You know, it would make you miserable, because you would just be sat around doing nothing. And she doesn't, you know, she's saying that is not who you are. Okay? All right, thank you. She says you have a great, you're very community involved, you have been very community involved in the past, like with groups, like community groups and stuff. You've done stuff with those. Yeah? Okay. She's just saying maybe there's an opportunity for you to kind of pick some of that up again. Okay. What she's suggesting here is that you've found yourself I want to go back over the last 6 to 8 months. There was a change where you've had a little more time on your hands now. Okay. Which came about 6 to 8 months ago. It started, and now you find that you've got a little bit more time on your hands, and she's just wanting to kind of fill that for you, because she's saying, you know, she wants to kind of encourage that, because she knows that's what you're about. Okay. You have a desire to help others. You love getting involved and helping out and doing bits and pieces. And that's what she wants to bring in. Okay. Thank you. Would you understand somebody working in a charity shop? This is something she's putting in here as if it's a possibility in your pathway. Okay. That's what she's putting in there. So I think that's just a suggestion from her, is maybe look at doing something like that, because she's wanting to help you to fill the days. That's what she's wanting to do. Because she knows that you have that desire to kind of do that and to keep going. All right? Okay, thank you. I do need to bring breathing issues here as well. Okay? Would you understand breathing issues? I should clarify, that's with you. It's not with her. Yes, there are breathing issues with you. You've not found that? Okay. Don't worry, I'm not throwing anything onto you, don't worry. I'm going to ask her to clarify what she means by that, okay? She's talking about there being like the changes in the weather, that when it gets really warm, you find it a little bit more difficult.
Everybody else, but you can't go as fast as what you're doing.
Sure. I mean, I'll be honest with you, she's not being overly specific with that. So I just have to give it to you the way that she's giving it to me, which is just to say that you find it a bit harder when it's warm, and you find it a bit more difficult, and that's what she's just bringing in there. All right. And she's bringing that in just because she wants you to sort of plan what you're doing around that, almost as if to say, like, there are certain things that you'd want to do later in the evening than perhaps you would do in the afternoon. All right. Okay. Right. That's a really common one. Can you give me something else? Okay, thank you. I'll give it. I need to give the name of Mary. I did say it was quite a common name. Did they want to give me something different? But they said no, because that would be a memory link for you. So I have to give that to you. You might need to hold on to it. It's one of those things that it may well come to you, as soon as you walk out the door, you think, oh, I know who that was. All right. But I need to give that name as a memory link. All right. Okay. It's quite a short one for you, I'm afraid. Just wanted to come in just to kind of encourage you to keep going and to ignore those that are saying slow down, unless there's a very, very good reason for it. She's saying don't, because it's not who you are. All right. So I'm going to leave her love with you there. I'm going to say, God bless, thank you for working with me. I am going to give you, I've got to give you a birthday around this time again as well. And I gave somebody else one birthday around this time, but I've got to give you a birthday around this time. I also need to give you a passing in January. Okay, January for a passing. And I need to give you, okay, fine. I'm not going to give you months, because it's like every month there's a birthday. So I can't, there's no point doing that, because literally every single month there is one. Big family. So just as a big family. So there's birthdays literally every month. I'm going to leave that up with you. I'll say goodbye. Thank you for working with me. Okay. Oh.
She's the squeaky one.
Oh, I don't know. Should we go for a quickie? Let's go for a quickie. Who are we going to do? All right. I'm going to come to the lady here if I can. Hello there. Hello. I've been staring at my back for most of the evening. I'm so sorry. What's your name?
Melanie.
Melanie. Nice to meet you, Melanie. Melanie, as I'm linking with you, I've got a lady drawing forward, and I need to say mum almost straight away with this lady, because it's like I'm looking in a mirror. Okay. And this would not be the first time you've heard that either. People have always said it. They've always said that you look very similar. Okay. Maybe not when you were, 12, but but more recently, you do really look similar. Okay. I need to bring you a new addition to the family. Not you personally. But you'll understand there's a new addition to the family. If not, you might have a surprise phone call when you get back later. You never know. No, it does feel like there is a new addition coming in here. Okay, because they're talking about a new arrival for the family. All right. Okay. I also need to talk about there being a loss of a child as well within the family. Not now, but going back, there was a loss of a child in the family as well. Okay. Those two are connected. Okay. It feels like there's a return of the energy of the spirit of that person within this new coming that's coming in. Okay. They're just linking the two things together there. All right. Okay. Thank you. And it's something that will be noticed by people that knew. Okay. They will notice it. They will notice a very similar, lots of similarities there. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bit of a, like a, oh, what's the word? It's like I can't sit still sort of an energy with you. It's like I'm, you know, like when you go out and you think, did I turn the oven off, or have I left the light on somewhere? It's like that. Like I can't get comfortable because there's something that's just bugging me at the back of my mind. That's the sort of energy I've got with you at the moment, that they're putting around you at the moment. It's like something isn't right, but you can't put your finger on it. Okay? All right. I'd love to say that ends when you walk out the door, but I'm afraid not. All right? It feels like this is something that's going to... Okay, thank you. I need to give you at least another month of kind of this situation where something isn't quite right, but you can't quite get to the bottom of it. All right? For about another month or so, and then you will get to the bottom of that, and it will make sense then. Okay? I know it sounds really weird, but I'm sure it makes more sense to you than it does to me right now, because I'm really confused, which is not difficult to confuse me. But, okay, thank you. Right. I need to give you lower back pain. Okay, I just brought that in there. Lots of healing being sent down. Lots of healing being sent down. Okay, and also talking about the neck as well here. Okay, lots of healing there as well. Okay, what's that for, please? Thank you. You understand putting a rose onto a coffin? Okay, they just want to bring that back with all the love that it was sent with. Okay, because they drew them to me right behind your head there. There's some roses there, and they just drew me straight there and said, bring it back with all the love that it went with. Okay, and know that spirit always around you. Okay, there are lots that have passed over, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately for us, for them, having a whale of a time. We're the ones that often struggle to deal with it. But I just want to let you know they're always around, and they're always doing their best to support you and to lift you up, which is what they want to do, really. They just want to come through, give that last quick message, just to say, look, we're all here. We're all here, and just to basically give you lots of kisses and hugs, and to sort of say, look, we know that things are a little bit all over the place at the moment, but don't worry, they're working on it. And within the month, you'll start to see an ease with that. All right. So with that, oh, okay, go on in. What is that? What is that? Ah, thank you. On the buses. Remember the TV program on the buses? Got to give you that. I just want to give you that. All right. Whether it's for the comedy or whether there was some connection, I don't know, but they want to give you that. Okay. In particular, Holiday on the Buses, which was a film they had. Holiday on the Buses. So I've got to give you that. Okay. Okay. Go on quickly. Clacton on Sea. For a link, memory link, Clacton on Sea. Just hold on to it for me, okay? Hold on to it for me. Right, okay, thank you. That's more about Butlins than Clacton, so it's my misunderstanding there. It's Butlins, yes. Butlins is what they were referring to. Okay, so I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give you, just very quickly, I'm going to give you March for a birthday, May for a birthday, June for a wedding anniversary, and November for a passing. I know they're all quite quick in succession there, but I'm running out of time, so very sorry about that. I'm going to leave all their love with you. If I didn't get to you, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise, but thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, yes. Well, I'm still. Thank you. If I could ask you then to join me in a brief closing prayer, friends. Heavenly Father, spirits, guides and helpers, we thank you again for the opportunity to come together as like-minded souls in this beautiful sanctuary. As the veil between the two worlds is closed back, I would ask that a cloak of protection be placed around every person present here this evening, that we be guided safely on our journeys until we meet again. I would ask for healing to be sent out to all of those who need it, to the animal kingdom, and that a peace may come across this world so that war can be but a distant memory. Lastly, I'd ask the doors of this wonderful sanctuary remain open forevermore for those who need it. Amen.
Thank you.